All right, so now we're going to go over the ad copy. So here I'm inside, we just went over negative keywords. Let's click here on all campaigns and click on this button where it says campaigns. Here we have our campaigns here. But what we're going to do, we're going to create the ad copy. Let's just select one of the ad groups first. It doesn't matter which, okay? Because we're just going to copy and paste the ads afterwards. So here on the side, we select one of the ad groups. And here, you're going to select on add. You're going to click on ads and extensions and then add. Okay. So back to the initial presentation on how Google works. Just a quick recap. The ads must be relevant to the keywords that you're targeting. They must be relevant to the landing page. And they must have an offer that's much better than competitors. And we'll have variations of responsive and expanded ads. Okay, so rule of thumb, we're going to have 4 ads total, 3 expanded and 1 responsive. Okay, and this is the perfect mix that we've seen that works pretty well. That's what our top reps recommend from Google. And that's just a good mix, because what you want to do, you want to give Google options to rotate these ads to see what performs best. Now, let me show you a live example here. One of our clients, this is UMass, the University of Massachusetts. As you can see, we have 4 ads here, 3 expanded, and this is the responsive ad. So basically a responsive ad, we let Google mix and match all the headlines and descriptions. And the expanded ads, these are ads that have a fixed headline and description line. Okay, so basically the ad will show up exactly as is, these 3 ads. But this one will mix and match. Now, as you can see, the call to action here, come change the world. You know, you see world-class public university. You see a lot of that here, because when you click on the ad, one of these ads, it takes you to the UMass landing page, and we have the same CTA here. CTA stands for call to action. So here, come change the world. See, it's relevant. So when someone sees this ad on Google, come change the world, they land on a landing page, come change the world. It's a relevant experience. And remember, it's all about relevancy, right? And as you can see here, that's the UMass landing page that people can just fill out this form and submit that information. Okay? So, and again, but at the same time, these ads have to be relevant to the keywords. As you can see here, we have the ad group called Universities in Massachusetts and Phrase Match. So we go to the keywords, and as you can see, Universities MA, Universities in Massachusetts, Universities near Massachusetts, which is super relevant to what we're trying to do here. Okay, so we have University of Massachusetts, falls right under their brand name. As you can see here, the language in the ad, it matches, right, what someone may be searching for. So if I'm searching for universities in Massachusetts and I see an ad that says University of Massachusetts and more information, right, for undergraduate campuses, countless ways to change the world, learn more, I click on this. Oh, come change the world. Okay, that matches what I just saw. And then you scroll down, you see, 4 different campuses. So basically, you have to create a relevant experience. That's what it's all about. And this is the opportunity where you see smaller accounts beating bigger accounts, because Google really cares about relevancy. We already went over this, how Google works. But I just wanted to give you an insight, a big university, so you can see how we are managing their campaigns, okay? So now that you have an insight of how we set things up, we're gonna go back to our demo account and we're gonna set up these ads the same way. Now we're back and we're gonna create our first ad. So you click create and we're gonna select text ad. Okay, so here, since this is a demo account and we do not have a real website, right, to go with it, I'll just make up under final URL, which is what you're gonna send the users to for this particular ad group. I'll just say refs I'll put a name here, construction company. .com. So let's say, obviously I'm talking about residential painting. As you can see here, my keywords, I want to send people to a page inside my website that is all about residential painting. Remember, we're trying to make that relevant experience, okay? So the headline, we can go a couple of ways here. We can make one ad keyword rich, and we can make other ads more user oriented. So user oriented, you're trying to engage people to click on the ad, but also be relevant to the landing page. And one ad, you can just have it be really all about the keywords. So let's start with that one. We can do one expanded keyword rich and one expanded more user oriented. And you're going to see what I'm talking about. Don't worry about it. And then for the responsive, we can just do a mix, right? And let Google pick what they think will perform better. So here I always like to add the brand name as part of the ad copy to build your brand. It's always a good idea. And we can make variations of where we place this. So Raf's Construction Company has to be within the character limit. We have 30 characters for headline and we have 90 for descriptions, okay? So Raf's Construction Company, now residential painting. So that's me adding one of the keywords. Call now. And what you want to do in Google, you want to capitalize for the headlines. You want to capitalize all the words, okay? And this is just from a readability in Google. This is just best practice. And I can show you, I can post some links to Google articles so you can see that they recommend this. So call now for a immediate quote. So even if I search right now, my local, well, as you can see, even the competitors, people who are advertising, see the ads here, says ad, they all have their headlines capitalized, okay? And then the description line, it's up to you. But as you can see, it really stands out when you have the first letter capitalized, okay? And in this example, this guy, this company has the description capitalized as well. So here you can just take a look and see how you want your ads to be represented. Maybe it can even be something you can test over time. Capitalized, descriptions capitalized versus descriptions not capitalized. Like, oh, this guy here probably just made a mistake because the first sentence is capitalized, the second isn't. But seems like everyone here is also capitalizing the description. But anyway, so this is a live example. So here, I'm gonna go back and now I'm gonna write my description. So I have 90 characters here. So I may say something like affordable. That word works pretty well. Residential service near you. Near you always sounds good because people think that the price of the estimate may not be high because you're near them. So you can use the word contactless, especially today, right, during COVID area. This might suit you well. So you can say something here, get your painting job. Okay, so this is an example where I'm going very keyword rich, right? I'm mentioning residential painting service 3 times, okay? Like residential service, affordable residential painting service near you. Get $100 off your residential painting job. Contact us today for a contactless estimate. Boom. Oh, here I went over the character limit. So since I went over here, let me see if I can fit this under. Okay. So you got to play around here to make sure you have, see? Okay, now it's in the second description. I was able to fit it there. So I'm going to save this ad. Again, have some of my branding here. Rav's Construction Company, residential painting service. Calling now for an immediate quote. Or I'll just leave it as for immediate quote. You always have to play around with this to make sure it fits the character limit. Now, here under display path, I'm just gonna put residential painting. Because this ad group, again, is all about residential painting. Now I'm gonna save the ad. And now I have one ad, okay? Again, very keyword rich. So now I'm gonna create a second ad, and Google is already gonna give me a preview of, already gonna put the previous ad here so I can make some modifications. Now, what I like to do on the second ad, which is more user oriented. All right, just wanted to take this quick break here to let you know that if you need help managing your campaigns or just learning more about Google Ads in general, there's a link in the description below this video that you can click to book a time with me. Right? It doesn't matter if you're a specialist, if you're a business owner, if you're a director who wants to learn more about Google Ads so you can better manage your team or delegate to other agencies. We can talk about your goals and then see what are the best steps to take from there. All right, so there's a link in the description below, and hopefully we'll get to talk soon. Now let's get back to this lesson. As you can see, I just made a search for one of the keywords in that ad group. And what you want to do is see what your competitor here is writing and make an ad that is better than theirs. So first, what I like to do here is to say, okay, which of these ads, if I'm a customer looking for residential painting, which ad would I click on and why? Which of these ads would catch my attention? And I understand that placement here plays a factor because you're going to be reading from first to last. But if you were to read this, which ad would you get in touch with and why? Right? When you read the content of these ads. Enjoy the way house looks. Okay. Residential painting service, best price guaranteed. Okay, that's interesting. House painting services, exterior and interior paint crew, certified painters on site and remote estimates. Okay. Yeah, so that's a wording you can use, remote estimates instead of contactless. You would do the research like that, and then you would think, okay, how can I beat this ad? How can my ad be better? Don't copy and paste, but use your creativity to write your own ads, okay? So that's where you would write the ad for your customers and to beat the competition. Don't click on the ads here because your competitors will pay for this. And again, we want to act ethically, right? The same way that you don't want people clicking on your ads for no reason that will cost you money. You don't want to do the same thing with the competitors. So make sure you don't click on their ads, okay? Because they will pay for it. I'm going to go ahead and create all the ads, the expanded ads. When I'm done, I'm going to show you how it looks like, and then we're going to move on to the responsive ads. So another thing you can do to get more ideas is you can just search for the keyword and select a completely different city in another state, just so you can get ideas for your ad copy, okay? Putting yourself in the customer's shoes and thinking, which ad would you click on and why? And use the same creativity for your ads. But again, do not copy and paste. So here we are. I wrote 3 expanded ad copies, right? So, and these are static, meaning they will show up as is on the Google search results. So you have a lot of control here. Now, as you can see, I just changed the word contact list to remote estimate. And, here I have two headlines. Here I have three, and here I have three. This one being very keyword oriented. This one aiming more for the customers, right? Make your house look great, quality and affordable prices. Raf's Construction Company. Always keeping like my brand name in one of the headlines to give me, get me that brand awareness, start building that brand awareness. Okay. Now, and what I did here, I basically on this ad, I just switched the order of the headlines. Okay. So I started off with the 100% off your residential painting job instead of the affordable residential painting service near you. Okay. So you want to kind of change a couple of things to see what works best. Now we have three expanded. The only difference here on this one that one has two headlines. So one with two headlines, two with three headlines. And now we're going to create a responsive ad. For the responsive ad, as you can see here, Google gives you an ad strength meter. So what you want to do, you want to get, and they give you also like suggestions of what you have to do to make your ad, your responsive ad really strong, okay? So you want to have this, you want to make sure that your responsive ad is complete. And all you have to do is just follow these instructions here. What I like to do is mix and match the headlines and description lines from all the ads. Start off with that and then add some more, okay? And we're gonna let Google mix and match things. So all you gotta do the same thing for the headlines. We can add a lot of headlines here, up to 10 if I'm not mistaken, or 12. Google mix and match everything. And we can add up to 4 description lines. Google will also mix and match. But let's say if you're really adamant about your brand name or certain lines being present in your ad, what you can do, you can pin it. So you see this little button here? You click on that and you can say, show this headline only in position 1. So a lot of big companies, they like to do this for their brand name. So what that means is that one line will stay static, but everything else will rotate. That's basically what that means. When you pin something, that means that that one headline will always appear in that position. So if I select this one headline will always appear here as the first headline, okay? So it basically gives you some flexibility of control. You don't have to do this. Usually we just let it loose and we let Google pick and choose the headlines and description lines. The only thing you got to make sure that everything makes sense here so that when Google is mix and matching, everything is readable and there is fluidity to this. And I'm going to show you some examples in a few. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a responsive ad here. And if ad copy is something that you think you're not good at or you need help with, I'll put a link below for a contractor that I know, and she'll be able to help you with your ad copy. But again, this should be pretty straightforward. It's not really that hard to write your own ad copy, okay? Especially with the tricks that I just showed you. So as you can see here, I have gotten this to the good level of ad strength, okay? I could add more headlines to get to excellent, but again, the goal here is just to demonstrate how to create a responsive ad for this fictional company. Now, I've added a lot of headlines and I'll let Google mix and match. And now I have 4 descriptions here that I also let Google mix and match. And here Google gives you a little preview of how your ad would look as I click on these arrows, right? So this will give you a good idea to see if the headlines and descriptions that you picked are making sense. Okay, so just click on these arrows or click the split button and Google will just keep flipping different variations for you. Now here I'm looking at mobile. If I click on this little icon here, I can see the desktop version, right? The versions for computers, the ones that we get to see here on the desktop. So just another way for you to wrap your head around all the variations that you have entered here, okay? So after you're done, you're gonna click Save Ad. And this is what the ads within your ad group would look like. You'd have 3 static ads, right, which are the expanded ads. One that is keyword oriented, the other one, which is more for your users, where you talk about the benefits and you're really trying to attract them based on the benefits of your services. And then you have the responsive ad, which is a mix, right, of everything that you have across all the ads and more, where you're gonna let Google rotate the headlines and description lines. Now, what you can do, you don't have to do this every time for all the ad groups. So since we know that this is also a residential ad group, right, the phrase one, because we're inside the broad ad group, as you can see here, right? Now, when I click on residential phrase, I don't have any ads there, okay? But what you can do, just copy and paste the ads. You select all the ads here, click on the edit button, click on copy, or you can just do Control-C. Now we're gonna go to the phrase ad group where we don't have the ads, and I can either hit Control-V, right, on a PC, or just click this paste button here. And then I'll click done. Here's gonna ask me if I want to pause the ads. No, I do not wanna pause the ads. If ads already exist in destination, create duplicate. I don't have to check this because there is no ads here right now. So let's paste it. And there you go. Now we have copied the ads here to the other residential ad group. So this is something that you can do. So you can basically create the ad groups, with the keywords, and then you can just copy and paste the ads into the ad groups that are relevant, right, to the ads that you just created. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you an example of some of the companies that we manage and how we set up, just so you can see that we set up the structure of the ads the same way. And here's another example. This campaign is currently paused. Another client of ours called Mass Housing. They do affordable house lending in Massachusetts. Okay, so here inside the Mass General Brigham account, well as known as Mass General Hospital. Formerly they were Partners Healthcare, now they changed their name to Mass General Brigham. So as you can see here, I'm inside one of the ad groups of their campaigns, and we have the same deal, right? 3 expanded ads, these are the fixed ads, right? And 1 responsive here. And same thing for the other ad groups, right? So that's how we structure these campaigns for our clients. And in this scenario, the responsive ad is getting more traction. Click on the ad. This is more of a branding campaign. And we go to the Mass General Brigham website. Click on these ads. If you are in Massachusetts, you are probably super familiar with this brand. Just wanted to give you another quick insight that this is the exact same setup that we are using for billion-dollar companies like Mass General Brigham, okay? So right now, we're gonna go over ad extensions, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hello everyone, I hope you have enjoyed this content, and I hope you have learned something here today. And if you really enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel, comment, leave your thoughts below, and share it with your friends, right? You don't have to share it publicly, you can just share it privately with people that you think may like this content. That's a way that you can show me that you really enjoyed it, and that I'm doing the right thing, right? That I'm putting the right type of content out that are helping people better manage their Google Ads accounts. But I just wanted to take this time to thank you, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care.